And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing the level 88 Magical Range role quest in Final Fantasy XIV. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So we are here in the strategy room in Ishgard, and the quest is called Wills Unending, Faith Unbending. Arturiel has identified the identity of the blasphemy on his mind. I'm sure that's not what was written. So, Mithrie, you are ever a sight for sore eyes. So, ill tidings, my friend. I dispatched the Temple Knights to find the clergyman who aided in Bishop Bartono's summoning attempt. Regrettably, when confronted, all I turned and had to be put down. Okay. So without the recounts, how then to ascertain that the clone and Vaindro are the same individual? So they were all scared, basically. So maintaining the assumption that they are, perhaps we should instead consider how Vertono may have found his way to Corfus. According to Mithrie's vision, he was abandoned in Aziz La, but what did he do afterwards? Then there is but one way to ascertain the truth. We will follow his trail. I shall go and search for the clone in Aziz La. If he is still there, then we are dealing with a different individual. A splendid idea. We leave the floating continent in your capable hands. Meanwhile, Mithrie and I shall retrace Vertono's steps whence he first appeared. Upon being found in Central Highlands, he was taken to Camp Dragonhead. Let us begin by making inquiries there. I haven't been there for a while. Okay, let's go to Camp Dragonhead. So we arrived at the first person. Let's talk to Neen. So, well now, if it isn't the late Lord Harshfeld's dear friend, is there something you require? Ah yes, a mystery man. I was among those who tended him. He was not attired for the snow, much less the snowstorm in which he had been caught, and was suffering from frostbite. And when people are extremely cold, they may mistakenly feel that they are warm and disrobe. That might explain his state of undress. Your exchange with Neen has taught you about Vertono's state when he was found. Alright. Next one. Okay, so we got to the next one. Called Theo Borlin. So, investigating the stranger we found, are you? I wasn't involved myself, so I can't tell you much about the fellow. But in case it is of interest, earlier the same day I caught sight of an airship flying dangerously low. It soon disappeared into the brewing snowstorm, looking none too steady. Your exchange with Theo Balin has taught you about an airship flying low. Oh, okay. Let's go to the last one. Okay, so we got to the last guy, called Yael. So, 'tis ever an honor to receive you. What brings you to our humble camp this day? An injured man who was found out in the wild. Yes, I know the one. I was with the patrol that chanced into him up north of here at Providence Point. He was unconscious and in a bad way, and we hurriedly bore him back to camp. After doing what we could for him, we sent him to the city. The exchange with Yael has taught you about where Vaindro was found. Okay, so let's report our findings, Dameric. Okay, we caught up with Lord Dameric. Let's talk to him. So there you are. Were you able to learn all of interest? Yep. We have basically missives from all three of them. Mysterious man found collapsed after an airship was seen flying low. Yes, the accounts I heard are consistent with yours. I, for one, am curious about the fate of this unknown airship. To that end, I have arranged a pair of black chocobos for us to more efficiently scour the area. We shall contain our search to Providence Point, where Vaindro is said to have been found. Interesting. So let's talk to Amric again. If you're ready, then let us be off. Sure. Okay. Definitely different. But we'll see if we can find any information about this person. Okay. I mean, they could speak, they could chat. There you go. Nothing so far. Let us continue northeast. Don't know what to say. Hey, Lord Amric, how are you liking the cold? Yeah, me too. I feel the same way. Oh, jeez. That's Vaindro, right? But by the Fury, it's a blasphemy. Oh, His Eminence. Must protect His Eminence. Oh, you're finally awake. Alone be praised. How are you feeling? Strong enough to speak? Can you tell me your name? My name is... Chicka Chicka. Zephyrin. No. Charibert. Or was it Belguin? Polacrane? So many names swirling in my mind of voices that reject them. Is there none they will accept? Are you alright? Vaindro. My name is Vaindro. Well now, that's the same as our infirmary. I dare say fate has guided you to us. So, Vaindro, if you're feeling up to a little conversation, can you tell me about yourself? Anything else you remember? Anything at all? So, a proud son of House Desmel, nay, a devout servant of Halone, who lives for the rush of battle, the pleasure in inflicting pain, the attentions of maidens, to fight beside my brother in arms. Lowborn Run, whose every effort went unrewarded, whose very name disqualified him from ever leading the Temple Knights, but his eminence raised me up, granted me a place at his side. From that day forth, I pledged my sword to his service, pledged my very being, my life to be offered up in defense of his. Is it a case of, I don't remember? I am a knight of the Heavensward, sworn to protect and serve. The Archbishop. Oh, you're a knight. Forgive me if that sounded rude, but I had no idea. And while I realize your memories may be a bit muddled, I'm afraid I must inform you that the Heavensward have not been seen in quite some time, and are presumed dead. And the Archbishop, well, he most certainly no longer of this world. But the important thing is you're safe now, and we'll help you get back on your feet. Speaking of which, let me bring some food and water. You must be absolutely famished. Okay, so he's obviously got memory problems. The Archbishop dead? No, this cannot be. How can I still be alive when he is not? I must find him. Like me when I walk. Mithrie. Uh-oh. So, for the glory of King Fordham. So, another vision, I take it. Let's make for Ishgard. I expect that Lord Artorial will return soon. If he has not already, and we should both be glad to hear what your tale. Alright, let's go back to the strategy room. Okay, so we got back to Artorial. So, Mithrie, I pray your search was more productive than mine own. Everyone is here, excellent. So, were you able to find our clone in Azizlar? Nay, naught but the discarded Asalon remained. How fared you with your own efforts in the Central Islands? In the course of retracing Vaindro's steps, we came upon the wreck of the Soleil. I suspect that he found the vessel abandoned at Azizlar and tried to use it to return to Ishgard. But he crashed en route and was subsequently rescued by a patrol from Camp Dragonhead. So it would seem, and the Archbishop's airship was not the only thing we found. Profane Favnir was there too. The creature chose to flee, but not before Mithrie had a vision of Vaindro's past. Come on, my friend, share with us what you witnessed. I like the 580 set for Mithrie. Looks cool. So, all the pieces fit, and it is as you surmise, my lord. Vaindro and the clone are one and the same, and in his despair he turned into a blasphemy. Yet the confusion he exhibited when asked his name, 'tis as if he wasn't sure of his own identity. According to the science, primals retain the memories of their previous incarnations. From this, it may be assumed that the clone harbours the memories of all those who became King Forden and his Knights 12. Though he struggled to reconcile these conflicting memories, he managed to settle on the name Vaindro. The voices within were clearly in agreement when facing Mithrie. the mere sight of whom drove the blasphemy to flee. Above all, however, they share in the desire to protect the Archbishop. This desire was seared into Vaindro's very being, and when he learned that he no longer had a purpose, the Heavensward took up arms against us and Ishgard. By their hand were we robbed of one of the finest knights and a dear friend. Even so, I would not wish such a terrible fate upon them. The self-same fate inflicted upon full many clergymen, and a fate I fear ordinary citizens will succumb to if we fail to act. The people will not soon forget the betrayal of our church's leadership, nor should they, but absent the comfort and stability once afforded to them by the institution, many have become lost, and are all too vulnerable to despair. The people don't have to forget, but they need to move forward. The church can still be a source of comfort, but things need to change. I thought as much myself, my friend, but to hear you say it as well. Indeed, when the ground upon which we stand crumbles, we must find the strength to move forward, even should it cause us pain to do so. Auditorial, at the next house session, I shall call for an eco-mensal council to be held. I don't know what that word means. My lord, such gathering is reserved for... Oh, you intend for the church to codify new doctrine. Since the separation of religion and state, we have refrained from interfering in church affairs, but if the church is to remain a part of Ishgardian society and continue serving the people, it must reconsider its role and formally address recent revelations. I will call for this council not as Lord Speaker, but as a humble adherent of the faith. Long had I considered whether such measures were necessary, but I lacked the courage to set them in motion. I now have it thanks to you. I shall tend to the necessary preparations at once. Amongst other things, we must reach out to those of the clergy who are amenable to reform. I ask for your patience in the meantime. Cool. Okay guys, so that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, goodbye from me, and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye guys.